work with a local expert. Hyperlocal market knowledge can save you thousands. And I gave stories about that. Just because they say the market is crashing doesn't mean it's crashing everywhere. If you sell houses a lot in a certain area, you may know this area is still hot, even though the market as a whole is hot. Sometimes even when the market is hot, there are some areas where I look and nothing is sold there in about a year. You know, so you can tell this little pocket in this area is not selling for whatever reason. Just had a buyer from out of town, a medical student. I was working with him last year. Just sent me a bunch of text messages a day or yesterday even, trying to go buy a house in Baltimore. There's no staring or redlining, but I just pointed out, hey, are you familiar with the crime rate in this area? These houses look immaculate on the inside. You know, look almost like brand new, you know. But what I know is the city of Baltimore was offering people $1 to buy houses, you know. And a lot of those houses, I got a bunch of investors that I know over there that buy them and they renovate them. So the house, he sent me like 4 houses. 2 of them seem to be in a decent neighborhood, but as a medical school student from out of town, is he familiar with the crime rate in the area? You know, especially you send me one house in the whole block. That's the only house that's constructed. Every other house is boarded up. Yes, you might be getting into a gold mine. So you can buy very cheap, and all the houses in, because I know one of the developers, he owns pretty much a whole block. He's building them one at a time and selling them.
Are you ready to buy your first home? Don't waste your money on expensive courses or home seller programs that don't teach you what you need. I'm giving you a free home buyers training course designed to get you confident, prepared, and ready to make smart home buying decisions. Click the link in the description below to start your free training today.
Your ultimate hub for real estate insights, breaking news, entrepreneurial wisdom, investing strategies, and self-development hacks. If you're ready to expand your mind and stay ahead of the game floor, you're in the right place. Subscribe now. Your future self will thank you.
So over time, that may be a good deal for you. And I know one person who's looking to move into something like that. But I just wanted to say, hey, you're from out of town. These areas were kind of like high crime areas. People moved out, and the government is now incentivizing buyers to buy them. Is that something you may be okay with? You know, it may not be high crime now. Do some more due diligence. As a realtor, you don't want to steer people away from things, but you just give them the information. So he's like, wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know. I'm going to drive by there and see if it's okay with me. I like the price. I like the renovation, and I'll get back to you. And I also told him, hey, I'll pull up some stats and things like that, but a couple of these you sent me look good. So local expert, and even though I'm not local to Baltimore, I've sold multiple houses in that area. I've done business there. You know, I got investors that work there, so I'm familiar. You know, I'm pretty sure somebody that hasn't done business there wouldn't know, you know. I've done business there. I got investors that are flipping houses there. I got people that talk to me about the market there, and you know, you're just aware. So those are things you want to know as a buyer. Talk to an agent that knows the area, you know. So this, if I just want a commission check, hey, let's go put an offer, a great house. But you know, just looking at the house, it's the only finished house on that whole block. And for a student that's probably not going to be home all the time, what's the crime rate like, you know? I know people who got houses broken into while they were working a lot in certain areas, not only in Baltimore, but in other areas, you know, in different places. So I'm just saying, those are just things you may want to point out, to your clients, and also like buyers may need to know. So when you work with somebody, just work with somebody that has your best interest in mind. That's not just chasing a commission. And once again, it's illegal to stare, so I can't tell them, oh, don't buy here. Here's the thing. There is, I don't know those that remember DC 10, 15 years ago, certain areas that you wouldn't even drive by are now luxury areas. So that is kind of the trend that Baltimore is trying to go in. You might be stepping into a gold mine. But there are some areas, especially Pigtown, there are some areas, as soon as you go a little bit up in Baltimore, those areas have never gotten this economic boom that the rest of the area down there has gotten, So you just one block over and it's a nightmare. And then over here, it's really good, It can be the difference in hundreds of thousands. So you may be stepping into a gold mine. You buy a house for 100 grand, and once the whole block gets renovated, that house could be worth 300,000. But you can buy that house for 100,000 and nothing around it gets renovated and moves up, and then your house is just worth less and less because more crime. And so just had to point that out. Hey, go do your due diligence. So a local agent that kind of has an idea of the market is very key when you buy, and this applies to different areas across the country. Just somebody that knows the market. It doesn't necessarily have to be crime. It can be traffic. I got, for instance, veterans that are in the Andrews Air Force area, and they weren't, not even veterans, even active duty. Some are veterans, but they still are contractors there, contract work with the Air Force Base. And they want this home, but don't want to commute. And I got to point out, 301 gets heavy traffic. Is that something you're okay with, So just get a local agent that knows the area. All right.
Your ultimate hub for real estate insights, breaking news, entrepreneurial wisdom, investing strategies, and self-development hacks. If you're ready to expand your mind and stay ahead of the game floor, you're in the right place. Subscribe now. Your future self will thank you.